Welcome to this brief review of Linux Air Combat version 7.3 from late February of 2019. For this review, we'll be featuring Mission Network Battle 02, and I think I'm going to choose a Grumman F6F Hellcat, which is a fine airplane with a fine reputation from World War II in the United States Navy. There it is. Back to the main menu now. We'll select Mission Network Battle 02, which has had a lot of enhancements. You'll notice the terrain looks a lot better now. This mission starts us out almost out of fuel, so I have to land and rearm and refuel right off the bat. Notice there are already a group of airplanes on the runway. I've dropped flaps, and now my landing gear coming down. We'll land among those guys, and we'll thread our way through them on the runway for a takeoff in a minute. Look at my fuel there. I have
mission telemetry available on LAC server at lacserver2.linuxaircombat.com. lacserver2.linuxaircombat.com. Linux Air Combat Mission Network Battle 02.
see that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that a little later. Let's buzz the airstrip now. Flipping over my back, the Immelman turn and rolling back. Let's zoom our view in a little bit. You can see those airplanes parked on the runway again. Notice that the terrain is very rugged, full of valleys and channels and things. And radar has been enhanced for greater realism so that when I drop below the level of my airfield, I'm invisible to radar. So notice I'm going to drop down into this hole, this valley. This would be a great way to disappear from enemy radar. Let's just fly around this spire down low. Looking up through the top of my cockpit, now we'll fly around that spire and head back to our airstrip. If I fly into the sun, I get severe sun blindness. That effect has been made more realistic lately also. You can see my airstrip there. Let's buzz the airstrip again, then fly through a hangar maybe. In fact, let's fly through a hangar right now. That's kind of fun. There we go. Again, sun blindness. Looking behind us, we can see our airstrip back there. The terrain is just full of low altitude valleys and things that just cry out for lots of low altitude turn fights, low altitude dog fights outside the view of neighboring radar. It also suggests nap of the earth attacks on airstrips which haven't been practical in our island terrains. You don't have low altitude valleys on those islands in the ocean. Okay, I told you I'd talk about the random looking behavior of those airplanes on the runway. That's because this computer has a very poor Wi-Fi connection with my local router, and so I keep suffering from packet loss. Sometimes it'll go for periods of 10 or 15 or 20 seconds without ever receiving a packet. Linux Air Combat doesn't know that, of course. All it knows is it's not getting any signals, and it assumes that the corresponding player has disconnected, whereupon the bot logic automatically starts flying those airplanes. I forgot to drop my landing gear. Anyway, there's a demo of Linux Air Combat version 7.33.